I'm Rob Kearney, Leinster and Ireland rugby player. Been playing for Leinster for 6 seasons now, Ireland for 4. Rugby's always been a keen interest of mine since I was probably 6 years old. My dad brought me to my first rugby match in Dublin. It was against England back then, which was always the old enemy. And from that day on, I suppose it has always been something that sport that I've held close to my heart. Your body does take a lot of abuse and a lot of wear and tear. You know, unlike American football, we don't have that huge level of padding, which does make the collisions much harder to take. So after the match, I suppose as players, our main priority is just to recover fully from the game and put ourselves in as best possible position to be fully fit for the following week. So it's important to do your ice baths to get your recovery, your 2-on-1 shakes in, and replenish all the stuff that your body has been missing out for after that 80 minutes. My 2-on-1 is probably the supplement that I use most in my life, given the fact that we're burning so many calories during the day, and it's a great easy way to get the carbohydrates and protein that you've burnt on the pitch back into your system pretty quickly. The fish oils, the Performax, the oats and whey in the morning time if I'm supplementing with a breakfast. Probably those 4 or 5 are the main things that I try to supplement into my diet. But with sport, unfortunately, everyone goes through periods where they get injuries, and I'm probably going through my most significant one now. Last November I picked up an injury in my left knee, and I needed to get surgery on it, and the type of surgery was an articular cartilage repair, where I took some cartilage out from the back of my kneecap, the patella, that needed to be replaced. So basically the surgery was called a microfracture, where the surgeon went in with a hammer and nail pretty much and just put some mini holes in the bone to stimulate growth of the cells back and try to encourage cartilage growth again. Yeah, I found it really difficult, I suppose, especially given the fact that it was my first big injury. I'd never had surgery before, so this was something that I found difficult to come to terms with. Especially at the time there was lots of snow and ice in Ireland, and snow, ice and crutches certainly don't go together. I spoke with my dietitian after the surgery, and the thing that was recommended most to me was just a high intake of vegetables and fruit, which apparently is really good for the body after you've had surgery. And given the fact that I wasn't running a huge amount, sticking to maybe 3 products that I use most, which would have been the fish oils, the Performax and the HMB, to try and maintain muscle mass, because I wasn't working out and things like that. It was important to keep my body weight up, and I felt that they were the 3 products that helped me do that most. I'd like to think I'm over the worst of it and coming back on the road to recovery. The process has been pretty difficult so far, and I'd like to think maybe that only 7-8 weeks before I get back playing, which is something that I'm really looking forward to doing. I suppose the phrase true strength is very different to every people, and people will take their own slant on it. For me, it's something that I would consider to be deep down in people, that when times are tough and your back is against the wall, that's when you really stand up and show what you're really made of. It's probably something that it's more important to prove to yourself rather than other people. And I've been happy with how I've managed my rehabilitation and how I've been able to adapt my lifestyle to having an injury. So in terms of that, I'd say that's my biggest true strength. Don't be afraid to make sacrifices for your life, and most of all, just enjoy what you're doing.